So now that January is finally out the way, I really have been thinking about how I want to move forward this year. I want to slow down a bit, pour more into myself, focus on smaller acts of kindness, and just create a life that actually feels meaningful. So this vlog is a little glimpse into that fresh start. Let's get into it. I'm gonna try and be a little bit more active this year. And take you along a lot of the things that I do, like on my off days, like on a weekend, because that's really the time that I get to create content. So today is Saturday and my friend is hosting a blood drive. I am a little bit late, and I think it's mainly because I'm on my cycle. So my cycle started literally yesterday. I'm not sure if I'm able to still give blood. She says I can still come and do a test, and then they will tell me if I still can give the blood. I actually want to still, so we're gonna go there now, get tested, see if it's still possible for me to give blood, and then just get started. All right, hello.
Good morning. I am fine. How are you?
I am well.
Right. So, Ms. Gosh, where you're boarding from?
What?
Yeah.
Good one, this people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. There are these things here. What is this for?
Anybody who just a wait and want to ease the anxiety, then can play a little operation and test
All
your
right.
skills.
I love the branding here.
Listen. We're just here trying to do the good things.
That's indeed. The good thing there.
The good things there.
I don't know if it's good. How long does it take? 6 minutes to get blood? I feel like it was like a whole sit down long something. Right? Yeah. I should explain it.
Not yet.
Hey,
I feel like let's look away.
no, I'm good.
Not, but you already seen your body already. How many times you can give blood?
Get ready with me while we talk about apartment hunting in Kingston, because boy was it an experience. So I know the reality is, yeah man, in 2 weeks or in a week you're gonna find somewhere. Absolutely not. It actually takes a while to land somewhere that's worth calling your home. It took maybe a total of 3.5 weeks to fully secure a place that I really, really, really liked. I don't know. I felt like, well, this wasn't my first rodeo. Finding an affordable apartment was very hard. The ones that I really like are quoted in USDs, 1,500 US, 2,000 USD, 2,500 USD. I didn't want anywhere way outside of Kingston. I needed to stay in Kingston and St. Andrew because my work is here, my family is here, my lifestyle is here. So I need to be able to go to the gym quickly. I need to be able to do things. And I don't want to have to do a whole 1.5 hour prep before I get to our location. The closer you are to Kingston, the higher the price is though. Because I found some really, really, really nice spaces in the Portmore and the St. Catherine area. I saw some places for like 120, right? In the Portmore area that would give me 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, a whole backyard, the whole 9 yards. However, in Kingston, 120 is giving you a little matches box. Very small kitchen space, a little, you know what I mean, a little living room area, hardly a living and dining room. The bedroom is close to non-existent. Now let's talk about price range, because every apartment in Kingston, the decent ones, literally starts at like about 90K, 80K. Okay, I looked at some places in Red Hills. They're really nice, but again, too far for me. Right? So if you want a nice, affordable place in Kingston, you are looking in the 80K, 90K, 100K, up to 130K. There was an apartment complex that I really loved. It came with a convenience store, it came with security 24/7, came with everything that I would want in an apartment. It had a gym and the whole 9 yards, but that was 130K, and that did not include utilities. So you have to get your water, your light, all of that jazz. I didn't get through with it because so many persons wanted that location. It was so pretty and it was unfurnished. Let's talk about that too as well. You also have to figure out where you are and what you are trying to, what type of apartment or place you're looking for. Are you looking for an apartment? Are you looking for a loft? Are you looking for a studio? Are you looking for a townhouse? What are you looking for? Are you willing to do the side of a house? Like, you really have to think about what you are looking for so that it's easy for you to spot these things, right? Because most of the places online, they have the places in categories, so you can search by category. You can also search by price range, and if you are in contact with a realtor, you can just let them know what you're looking for in your price range, and they will send you the feed with all of the available locations. So let's say you already have your furniture, then maybe you should be looking for an unfurnished space, right? And with the unfurnished space, there's less requirements for you. So with the unfurnished spaces, they will only ask you for like the deposit and the first month's rent. If you're looking for a furnished space, then they may ask you for a deposit and 2 months rent. So there's a lot more to provide if you're going for a furnished space. So I did luckily find something after maybe 3.5 weeks. I was constantly going through the classified ads on the internet. I also joined a few real estate websites. There's Century 21, there's getkeys.com, there's another one, and I put all of the links that I went through. And if you know of any, you can go ahead and check it out. If you have a realtor friend, that's best, because these people are scamming nowadays. Listen, I've heard of so many scams. My friend got scammed where I think the person rented out the person's Airbnb, right, for maybe a very long period of time, and was having people come over to view the property, and then they will ask you for a deposit, and then you don't hear from them again. People are so crazy. So to avoid all of that chaos, and I've heard of a new scam where you have to put a deposit down to view. Please don't do that. Don't do any of that. I am not putting a deposit down to view any property, and you should not do that as well. It is best to go through a realtor or some reputable sites. Again, you can never know what people are up to, but just practice some level of discernment when it comes to people, because they're always doing crazy stuff, and just be very, very careful. When you're going for viewings as well, you can bring a friend with you. Like, I remember going to some places and it looked really sketchy. When I say sketchy, I mean sketchy. Okay, if you can bring a male friend with you too, so people know that they're not supposed to play with you. People will respect a man over a woman. Let's be real here. So bring a male friend with you, bring your friends with you when you're going to the viewing, so you have company, and they know that you're not alone in case they're trying to prey on you, right? When you go to these places to look at the properties, please check everywhere. There was a lady that was trying to rent me a place, and there was a water bubble up in the roof. Yeah, which means there's a leak happening, and I did not want to deal with that. There was a place that I was looking at, and when I pulled the cupboards underneath the sink, there was just water dripping everywhere, right? There was another property that I looked at, and when you look at the crease, like between the window and the windowsill, there's space, there's gaps in between. So when the rain start to fall, that's another problem. So you want to check everything, check the water, find out what is included in the rent. It's good when they include some of the utilities, like some places include the water, some might include the light. So all you're responsible for is maybe the internet, right? One thing to note as well, they usually will ask you for your job letter. So if you're going to be looking for a property, you might want to have those ahead of time printed and ready so that when you find your spot, all you need to do is just send off the email. So usually they ask you for your job letter, sometimes they'll ask you for pay slips, they'll ask you for references of people. I think they may just ask you for your ID, but just have these documents ready so whenever they ask you for it, you can queue up the email and just send it off because you mean business. Okay? I also would say sometimes dress nicely when you go into these locations as well, because they take note of, especially the upscale places, they take note of how you dress. The journey is not for the swift, but for the one that can endure it. Again, finding a space is not something that you want to rush. You want to take your time, and you also want to save up money too, because listen, when I tell you this place is drinking money and draining money out of my pocket, hello? Luckily, I had money saved up long time, because, you're going to be motivated to do so many nice things, especially when you start, going through Pinterest and TikTok and you're looking at all these people, fix up them space. You might get caught up in that. I went down a whole rabbit hole of looking at videos and going, if you were to see my Amazon cart right now, it is filled with household stuff. I have stuff for the kitchen. I have stuff for the bedroom. I have stuff for the living room. And I'm just constantly thinking about how to decor my space because I like me a nice space. Nothing is more refreshing to me than coming home to a house that's well decorated and just look good and just, you know what I'm saying? So that's my experience so far. The scariest part about it was just looking at some of the properties. The prices for some of these places are ridiculous. Some of the things that I see people selling for 130K, they need 130K lick. I think some regulatory board needs to come in, man, and start to assess people, man, because how are you charging like this big money for this little rundown 1994 design property? You know what I mean? Nothing modern in the space, but you're charging an arm and a leg just because of the location. It's crazy. I was hoping this was going to be a get ready with me in its entirety, but it's not, because I am nowhere near the end and I don't have any more points. So if you want to see where I'm heading, you have to watch the next video. We're going to wrap it up here. I'm going to get ready, finish the get ready off camera, and then you're going to see me in the next video. Okay?